Hey, everybody, this is Heath Eric here at Sunlight Music and Studios, along with my partner in crime, Paul McRee. And somebody tells me we have an amazing guest tonight.
Must be in the water. He's from my hometown, Central City, Kentucky. We grew up together, so we used to hang out in his attic. He would play music, I would watch in awe. And it's 30 years later, and he plays music, and I watch in awe. And it is Hank Becker.
Hey, thanks.
Welcome to Airplay.
All right, man. Thanks.
We are not worthy. We are not worthy. And it's great to have you all the way from Mobile, Alabama, right?
Yeah, that was a long drive. Just flew in from Alabama, and boy, are my arms tired.
We'll add a rim shot later.
Flock of ducks or whatever. Anyway.
And just got married as well.
Congratulations.
Yes,
A lovely wife, Debbie.
Yeah, she's out spending some money somewhere.
They do that every
time.
He's locked in the studio with us. She's out spending money.
Yeah. A friend of mine said, "You know, my wife, she's magic with money." I said, "Yeah, Debbie's magic with money too. She makes it disappear." Well, I came up with my band, the Boogie Chillin, and we played in 2000 at the Everly Brothers homecoming thing with John Prine and, of course, Phil and Don.
Yeah.
And they did a press conference, and, you know, Phil and Don, I don't know if they ever stay in the same room at the same time. There's a picture of me sitting it says Hank Becker in front of me. And then there's like Don Everly or Phil Everly on the next chair over, and it's an empty chair. It was the ghost of Phil Everly.
Don't take it personally.
No. But John Prine's family was nice. They were really nice folks. I met his brothers. And they all sing. There's a bunch of Prine brothers. I've been listening to John Prine for years, but I didn't realize he's got a bunch of family, and they all play.
Neat.
They're kind of like folkies, you know.
And you were saying that, of course, growing up in Central City, I remember your dad owned a hardware store.
Yeah. Buddy Becker owned Buddy's Hardware in Central City, Kentucky. And like my grandfather owned E.A. Cohen and Sons Hardware, and my Uncle Julius is still around. I think he's in Greenville.
Yeah.
He's still surviving and still in Greenville. And like I said, they used to sell everything. You could go in there, you could buy, stovepipe, linoleum stuff.
Get it all.
Anything you think, 10-penny nails.
And somehow the hardware store turned into one of your early musical influences. Tell us about that.
I was already, playing guitar and really listening to rock and roll and the Beatles and Elvis and whatever, the Rolling Stones and stuff like that. And a legendary musician from Muhlenberg County. Of course, everybody around here knows of Mose Rager. And he's an old coal miner who played guitar, invented a lot of the thumb picking style that, Chet Atkins and Merle Travis, and then Ike Everly was his buddy. The Everly Brothers were pretty much all these people learned music from Mose, and he used to come in and trade pocket knives and talk about barbecue with my dad.
Yeah.
They were both big barbecue. He had a secret sauce that he took to heaven with him. He wouldn't let anybody know. Won't taste that sauce unless you get to heaven. So you better be good to get some of that barbecue.
Incentive.
But the current CD is called Chillin' at Play. Of course, it's Hank Becker and the Boogie Chillin'. Let's hear some of those early influences. We're going to listen to a cut. It's called Give Me the Blues.
now, baby, I don't want to see you crying. You want to tell me some news? Come on, I can take it, baby. Yeah, now, but baby, I don't want to hear you lying. Don't you lie to me, baby. You got a whole lot of trouble, whole lot of trouble, whole lot of trouble in well, all right. Well, all right. You wanna give me the blues? Well, now, baby, I don't wanna see you crying. Don't wanna see you crying. You wanna tell me some news? Come on, give it to me, baby. Yeah, now, but baby, I don't wanna hear you lying. Don't lie to me, baby. You got a whole lot of trouble, whole lot of trouble, whole lot of trouble in mind. Well, all right. Well, all right.
That is Hank Becker and the Boogie Chillin.
Wow.
And Gimme the Blues. That is off the CD Chillin at Play. And
Yeah.
how can people get a copy of that?
Hankhead.com. And there's
Hankhead.com.
HankBecker.com. And there's also a Boogie Chillin site, too. So I'm not sure who's manning that one. But actually, the Hankhead.com is pretty up to date. It's got a lot of stuff. It covers a lot. But that first song, Give Me the Blues, we recorded that with, that was Johnny Sandlin, one of his favorites off the record. And that was the first one we recorded at his request. Johnny Sandlin, our producer.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about him.
Yeah, he's legendary. I mean, he did all the Allman Brothers, Ramblin' Man. He did Widespread Panic. And, of course, some of the personnel, the Boogie Chillin'. Johnny also recorded a lot of Wet Willie records. And Donna Hall is she's the Chillette,
Yeah.
She's like,
The Chillette.
she's one of the Williette.
The
Chillette.
Chicklet.
She's from Donna Hall. That's Jimmy and Jack Hall from Wet Willie's sister. And, she's a rock star. I mean, she's sang with everybody. From Grand Funk Railroad, of course, Wet Willie, the Allman Brothers, Marshall Tucker, Leonard Skinner, everybody in the business. A lot of Southern rock heroes. They all love Donna. They know Donna. Miss D, Donna D. And then Ricky Chancey plays that harmonica on there. That's my buddy. He's from Satsuma, Alabama. Mm-hmm. And
some killer harmonica work on
yeah,
this.
it's great. He's on every cut. And then the bass player that's playing with us currently is a road veteran. His name is Harold Floyd. He's been on the road with a legendary Gatemouth Brown from Louisiana. Mm-hmm. And they've toured the world, opened for Eric Clapton, and he's been written up in Bass Player magazine several times. and then Jimmy Roebuck's this jazz drummer that plays with us, and he's just a phenomenal drummer. Real close with Jabbo Starks, and Jabbo's a drummer from James Brown, and played with B.B. King and Bobby Bland and a lot of stuff. So
you're running with a pretty fast crowd there.
Yeah,
man.
you keep good company.
Duty stuff down there, man.
And you do some pretty good stuff on your own too. I know you're as you were warming up earlier.
Well, yeah, I play solo a lot because I got a healthy appetite, and the band just can only work us so much, And I've gotten used to eating, as you can see.
Yeah.
So, but maybe I could do you one.
We'd love to hear one.
One thing I do down in Mobile if I'm not busy playing and I'm not working is I like to go fishing a lot. And so I wrote this song sitting on the pier. There was an old guy over there who had his bucket over there and had some minnows or whatever, and was sitting there with his pole. And I said, "Hey, man, what you catching over there?" And he's like, "Well, I caught me a flounder, a big bull red, couple specks." I said, this sounds like a song already. So anyway, this is a song. It's called DIP, actually, which is Dauphin Island Parkway. It's a little place down there. But it also is the other title is Deep Blue Sea.
Deep Blue Sea.
It goes like this. Got me some crickets, wigglers too, minnows in a bucket and a hole in my shoe. Oh Lord, baby, come along with me. Well, I gotta throw my trouble out in the deep blue sea. Well, I caught me a flounder, big bull red, couple of specks and an old sheep's head. Oh Lord, baby, come along with me. Well, I gotta throw my trouble out in the deep blue sea. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Woo. Oh, baby. Baby, come along with me. Well, I gotta throw my trouble out in the deep blue sea. Muscle shows down in Mobile. Ain't nobody know the way I feel. Oh Lord, now baby, come along with me. Well, I gotta throw my trouble out in the deep blue sea. Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby, now baby, come along with me. Well, I gotta throw my trouble out in the deep blue sea. One more time. Oh, baby. Come on, baby. Oh, baby. Ooh, baby, come along with me. Well, I gotta throw my trouble out in the deep blue sea.
Wow.
Little fishing music there.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
No fishing story there.
I asked some old guys, where are they biting? He said, in the mouth.
He wasn't lying, was he?
They biting in the mouth.
I noticed you were kind of drooling over his guitar.
Oh, yes.
What kind is that? I'm music illiterate, so
I was going to ask Hank about that. This old dobro he has here. It looks like it's been around.
This is a 1928 model, National Steel. It's a Duolian, it's
28.
I looked it up. I've had it for many years, and it was willed to me by Blind Melon Chillin or whatever it was. He was like, "Boy, I'm going down slow, and I want you to have my guitar." Yeah, now here, take good care of it. Anyway, but it says it's so old. It says patent, all the other patent pending or patent applied for.
Wow.
So it was before they even patented the damn thing.
Wow. Well, it
that
sounds
old.
great.
So
Definitely has some soul to it.
Oh yeah, it does. Somebody named W.C. carved their
Ooh,
initials
I wonder
on
who
it.
that could have been.
It could have been W.C. Handy.
Could have been.
I bought a used van from his grandson.
And this was in the back of it, and you never paid for it. Now we get the whole story.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's right.
And so yeah, they came to repo the car, but they never did get. They didn't get the guitar I ran. Just kidding.
That's cool.
And we were talking about Hank and I, of course, grew up together in Central City, and then, of course, now you're in Mobile. But in between, you went to a little place called Berkeley School of Music.
That's
is
right.
that the
It's
name
in
of it?
Boston, not to be confused with Berkeley, California, but
And
it's
you know,
sort
one
of
of
a
the- one of the-
jazz conservatory.
One of the last times I talked to you, which it's been years, I'm ashamed to
20-something,
say,
30 years.
there was gunfire in the background, and you were telling me, "Don't mind that. I'm just in a bad neighborhood in Boston."
Yeah, I was down Roxbury or somewhere, which is really a nice neighborhood if you're in the right family environment, you know.
Yeah.
In fact, that's how all of big cities are. You know, they're cliquish. They're really small towns within blocks of, and if you're from that hometown, you're okay. You know.
Yeah.
That's how So it's kind of like we used to hate Greenville
Yeah, exactly.
from Central City, and they hated us too.
It was the Golden Tide. It was they were the what? Blackhawks.
Yeah, whoever they were, they hated us. But now I go back and I think, these are the nicest people I've ever met.
Yeah, you were talking about how much you enjoy being back in the
everybody
area.
can never wait to get away from their hometown. And now this is the first time I've been back. Actually, a couple of years ago I was back, and it's like, boy, everybody is
Good
so
people.
nice.
One
And
thing
it's so beautiful here.
One thing I can remember listening to you is as you used to play as a high schooler, the Grateful Dead you could play Grateful Dead note for note.
Well, I grew up on that, cut my teeth on that, and used to go see the Dead a lot, tour around, see the Dead, the Allman Brothers, and back in the good old days. And as I mentioned, Johnny Sandlin produced the CD. Well, the second cut on there, "Standing Around the Rain," that's become a big hit for me, and that was written and dedicated in honor of Jerry Garcia on his death. And when I wrote that, he died in '95, and so it had been about 15 years between his death and John Lennon's death.
Yeah.
And so I make mention of both of those people in the song because they it's like as your years pass, you see certain high water marks in your life and where things have come and gone, and you miss old friends, but the music lives on, and those people and the memory of those people and the kind of stays with you. It's almost haunting, like a ghost, but it's like an old friend that you love it and you miss it, but it never really leaves you, And those people, great influence, obviously, not only on my life, but, anybody that ever liked music. So, those are dear memories or whatever.
Well, let's hear it. It's off the CD, Chillin' at Play, Standing Around in the Rain.
If I didn't have all this pain, it kind of give me something to do while I'm standing around in the rain. And nobody really knows all the trouble I've seen. They come around like some old ghost, keeps haunting me in my dreams. Magazine 15 years ago. John Lennon shot down in the New York snow. All you need is love, all you get is pain. Kinda give you something to do while we're standing around in the rain. This love keeps hanging on, hanging in. Sometimes it's good to know you got a long lost friend. Got a friend. Look at him. Standing at the checkout counter, some kid rushes in with a gun. Go ahead didn't make my day, kid, you can have your fun. Maybe you can get off lucky, maybe you can be insane. Either way, we gotta have something to do while we're standing around in the rain. But the rain kept falling, falling down. Neil Young keeps hanging on, he's hanging in. Sometimes it's good to know you got a long lost friend. Got a friend. Come on. 15 years gone by, People magazine said, well, Jerry Garcia, he's gone, Grateful Dead. But death don't have no mercy, death don't have no shame. Death come creeping like a thief in the night, leave you standing around in the rain. This love keeps hanging on, hanging in. Sometimes it's good to know you got a long, long friend. You got a friend.
Hank Becker and the Boogie Chillin' and Standing Around in the Rain. And,
incredible.
Written on the day Jerry Garcia died, right?
That's right. And
it's home.
That's that one's caught on quite a bit because that sentiment seems to have touched a lot of people. They understood what I was talking about, you know. A big fan, a lot of fans, Jerry fans.
Yeah. Well, if you just joined us, we are in the studio with Hank Becker at Sunlight Studios.
Welcome.
With, Heath Eric.
Glad to be here.
If you would like a copy of the CD, Chillin' at Play, you can stop by Sunlight Music at 600 West 3rd Street, just a couple of blocks up from the Executive Inn.
That's right.
Rivermont, and pick up a copy. If you would like to be on Airplay, it's easy to do, right, Heath?
It's really easy to do. All you really need to do is submit an original CD, a brief bio, promo pack, whatnot. Call us here at the store, 684-9569, and drop it off. Chat with us for a little while, and we'll take it from there.
And send a check with $1,000. Hank Becker.
We tried that last month.
Oh, okay.
It didn't work.
We got in trouble for that, Hanks. Don't
Got
get
any
it started.
requests? Just write them on a 20.
We'll be glad to accommodate.
Yeah, just kidding.
But Hank, you've had you don't mind talking about it, I guess. In the past year or so, you had a few medical problems.
Well, yeah, you know, and after playing Standing Around the Rain, I used that standing around in the rain as kind of a metaphor for kind of getting along after something passes over you there. And like I had my own brush with death recently. Like, of course, I've got a touch of emphysema. And of course, I used to smoke anything that would burn, you know, old socks, truck tires, mattresses. I even burned a dorm down once. You remember that?
Yeah.
Remember
Remember that time in band camp? Heath, you'll have to hit us if we start sounding like the Chris Farley show.
I'm enjoying it.
Remember in band camp that the guy almost burned the college to the
Middle
ground.
Tennessee State, yeah.
Middle Tennessee State. Ironically, that's where I ended up going to college. So I'm kind of glad you didn't burn it down. But at the time, you were in what,
we left
ninth or 10th grade?
Standing, but we were marching. We were coming back from marching, and me and my buddy, we heard the sirens, and the fire truck goes rushing by, and I looked at him, and he looked at me. I was like, "Are you thinking what I'm thinking?" Oh my God! We go running over there, and sure enough, there they are climbing up the ladder, busting in our window with this giant hose. So I had to wear, soaking wet clothes with ashes all over them for the rest of the band camp. And our band director had a nervous breakdown.
You've been smoking cigarettes in the dorm,
yeah,
right? And that's how it happened.
The band director, they took him out in a straitjacket after he beat the stuff out of us,
And oddly enough, that was one bit of hijinks I was not involved in.
No.
How did I miss out on that?
We did that on our own, but I had anyway. Getting back to my own brush with death. Of course, I smoked a lot over the years, and I did nothing but play in smoky bars for the past 35 years. And, of course, for all you guys that worked in the coal mines out there, you know what I'm talking about. It's about like black lung or something. It's about like working in the coal mine, working in smoky bars and singing. When you're singing, it's like, running a marathon in a gas chamber or something. Mm-hmm. And so I have a touch of emphysema. And last spring, I had been doing a lot of gigs, and I was recording some in Nashville and some in Muscle Shoals with my friend Scott Boyer. And some other upcoming bands, a band called The Ground with Bo Berman and Brian Less and some guys from down there. Anyway, so, I was feeling kind of rough, and I couldn't breathe too good. And I woke up one morning, I couldn't breathe at all. And it turns out I had pneumonia on top of the emphysema. And by the time they got me to the hospital, I basically had carbon dioxide poisoning. Mm-hmm. And I could get oxygen in my lungs, but I couldn't dispel the CO2. It was so swelled shut or whatever. I couldn't breathe out enough to get the poison out. I was poisoned. I was actually sort of drowning, or just I had CO2 poisoning. I was asphyxiating. Yeah. And so the doctors and nurses, my stats were so bad that they just freaked out. And I was freaking out because I couldn't breathe, and
person would.
Yeah, I'd be worried.
Oxygen's a lot like sex; you don't think about it unless you're not getting any. And so anyhow,
that's okay. We'll edit that out.
So they put me in intensive care, and they had to knock me out, and for about 2 or 3 weeks, they paralyzed me with some paralytic drug. It makes morphine look like a walk in the park. Yeah. I mean, they had to keep me immobile so that I couldn't pull the tube, and they put a ventilator down into my lungs to breathe for me. And I was literally, I was like, I was in another world. I don't know where I was, but I remember it was like my father was holding my hand, and he was like, "Hang in there, son. You're going to be all right." And literally, like, God just hung on to me, and prayer kept me alive. And it's nothing but love that sustains me now, and I had a lot of that. I could feel universal love coming from all over the place, because a lot of people were praying for me and trying to keep me alive, and it worked. And only by the grace of God, I know now we're all like one breath away from being here and not being here. Mm-hmm. So if you love somebody, tell them right now, show them, kiss them, hug them, tell them how much you love them, because it's just all a gift. It's so precious and so fragile. And but when I do some of my best writing when I'm in a coma, or at least partially
on the lighter side,
partially in a coma. And so when I came out of the coma, at first I was real serious and thanking God and everything, but then I got silly. And I asked the doctor. They couldn't tell if the brain damage had occurred before or after the lack of oxygen, because I seemed the same, so it didn't really. They couldn't tell any difference. So I think I've had the same amount of brain damage or whatever.
Well, they should have called me.
Yeah. Well, you might
could have
remember
given a testimonial
before all of those things happened. But Anyway, but I wrote this song called the Ventilator Blues. And not to jump on the bluegrass bandwagon or anything. Of course, I grew up here in Kentucky, so I guess I come by that honestly. But I tried Ventilator Blues. If I played it slow, it'd be really sad. So I started playing it real fast, to up-tempo bluegrass, and it's funny.
Let's hear it.
Let's hear it, yeah.
Okay, let's see if I can remember it. Anyway, this goes out to all those mule skinners and stump knockers out there. It goes like this. Checkup, 'cause I was having a heck of a time trying to catch my breath, it's true. They took a sample of my spittle and put me in the hospital, and that's how I got ventilator blues. Well, the doctor's trying to size me, so he had to paralyze me just to keep me from pulling out my tubes. Now the nurse is trying to stick me with a substance that'll kick me. Oh Lord, I got them ventilator blues. He's gone, that's what they're saying. Yeah, everybody's praying. Well, the whole town is talking about the news. So hold little Henry steady and get that bedpan ready. Lord, I got them ventilator blues. Yeah! There's several more verses, but who needs to go there?
What a treat.
Anyway, that's
Thank
enough.
you.
There's about 6 more verses. But
Now play the slow version now.
yeah, the slow version will make you cry.
Ventilator Blues, and we're in the studio with Hank Becker. What about do we want to do the prune song?
Do it.
I don't know. What do you think? Okay.
Well, we can always
you're in
edit
a
it
coma,
out.
When in doubt, do it.
and when you've been laying in one position for a long time,
Yeah.
things tend to slow down.
Yeah.
Just a little
And,
bit.
when you come out of that, you got to get things moving again somehow. So this is kind of an ode to dried fruit. And I dedicate this, for some reason, to Roy Orbison. I wish I could sing like Roy Orbison. This one's also in the key of D. In case you're keeping score out there. But that seems to be popular right now. Of course, D minor is the saddest of all keys.
Yes. You could use a capo and throw everybody off.
Anyway, so this one's called Prunes Are My Friend. Prunes are my friend. Apricots are too. If you're feeling sick, try some cold trail mix. It'll get you fixed really soon. Ooh, but nothing like prunes. They are so smooth. They make my insides move. Raisins aren't too shabby. Dried apples kinda drab. Apricots are fab. They make me swoon. Ooh, but nothing like prune. Do 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 do. Wop ah. Do 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 do. Wop ah. Do 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 do. Nothing like prune. Nothing like prune.
It's from the forthcoming album, Metamucil.
That really gets you moving, man. That's a moving song.
Wow. Great song.
Possibly
Thanks,
could be
Hank.
on the next album.
Yeah, the backup singers are those, the California Raisins. Remember those guys?
Yeah.
They're booked to do the backup parts when we record that.
All right, that is Hank Becker and the Prune song. Is that the name of it?
It's Prunes Are My Friend.
Prunes Are My
actually.
Friend. And that could possibly be on the next CD. Are you working on the next CD, right?
Yeah. In fact, on the way up here, I stopped and saw Johnny Sandlin, and God bless him, he looks good and sounds good. And he was doing a bunch of recording in his studio, Duct Tape Music. And he got that name, The Duck, from Dwayne Allman when he played with him in the Hourglass.
Yeah.
And man, Johnny is just the best. And so that's who did, this first album. And so I plan on going back, and we're going to, I got a little sidetracked with the stay in the hospital and everything.
Yeah,
so we were actually shooting for like an early release this past summer, and it just didn't happen. So now we're looking for a spring release. And maybe around Mardi Gras time. If we can get back in the studio, the first one came out around Mardi Gras, and that's a good time for us down there in the Gulf Coast, because that's a humdinger. If you ever want to come down and have some fun, you need to come down and hit Mobile and New Orleans, and do that southern trip during Mardi Gras, because it's crazy and it's a lot of fun. I usually play a lot of parades and Mardi Gras balls, and a lot of soirees going on down there.
Lots of bead throwing.
Yeah, bead throwing, moon pies. Moon pies are big in Mobile. Throw moon pies. And
that's strange.
Yeah, I don't know how that's peculiar to Mobile's Mardi Gras. People chant moon pie, moon pie, moon pie when the floats come by, and so you catch a lot of moon pies, a lot of beads.
My biggest
you show
memory,
them, we throw them, that kind of thing.
My biggest memory from New Orleans, a few times I've been there, what I do remember are the Lucky Dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Do they still have those?
Yeah, on the corner.
Yeah, it's like, save me,
great.
I need food.
They're horrible, but they're great.
Yeah.
They're the best hot dogs ever, the Lucky Dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I played New Orleans a lot, and of course, I used to play in the Quarter quite a bit, and people would come in and sit in, and this guy's like, "Can I come sing with you?" He saw my steel guitar. What kind of guitar is that? And we talked a little bit, and I said, "Sure, come on," because I'm like wide open. And the guy got up, started singing with me, and I was like, "What's your name?" And he said, "Ivan Neville." It was Aaron's son, Ivan. He played with Keith Richards and the expensive winos. He also played with. He plays piano. He's played with everybody, man. I mean, he's on some Neville Brother records, and he's also, also Kate Taylor came in there one night and sang with me.
James Taylor's
sister,
wow.
Sister Kate, and some friends of mine from New York were playing there. And one of the guys, a guitar player named Larry Bader, has played with everybody, to include Alex Taylor, and he played with a bunch of groups at the Apollo Theater in New York, and has done a lot of things with, like, Benny King, and just like all kind of crazy stuff, man. And so New Orleans is a fun place. Can be scary,
yeah.
But if you're in the right neighborhood, if you're accepted, like I say, in the neighborhood.
And you got a song on your current CD. It sounds like it might have a little New Orleans flavor to it. Hot Sauce.
Yeah, that's the big hit down there now.
Mambo version.
That's the Mambo version. That's the Boogie Chillin's probably finest hour.
And I love the graphics on it. Who does your
that was
artwork
done. The picture. Of course, that's the old steel guitar.
Yeah.
And then the river. That's the Tennessee River. It's taken down in Alabama, somewhere around Muscle Shoals, between Huntsville and Muscle Shoals, on the river. And it was done by Moontown Graphics, Moontown Disc, and a guy named Nick Pacino took those pictures. And
phenomenal job. It's great.
Beautiful colors. I mean, he just captured the sky and the water, and it was beyond my wildest dreams. When I first saw those pictures, I just said, "Oh, I love it," I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have asked for better. If I prayed on my knees for hours and hours, it just came out great.
Yeah, it is fantastic.
It is.
And you kind of captured the feel of New Orleans with a song off of your CD.
Well, yeah. Now, like I say, one of my truest loves, of course, besides playing music and fishing, is food. And I love some soul. I got to eat me some soul food every now and then. And down that way, we like to spice it up a lot. And so this song is called Hot Sauce. This is my ode to soul food. And let me play you a minute of that on the pig meat version, which, pig meat Markham, or referring to barbecue, in other words.
Yeah.
But this one's called Hot Sauce. Fatback, mama, you're my turnip green. Woo! Baby, I'm your fatback, mama, you're my turnip green. Well, if you put some hot sauce on me, hottest thing you ever seen. Well, I'm crazy about your cooking, baby. I just want your loving touch me, baby. Crazy about your cooking. I just want your loving touch. Well, if you put some hot sauce on me, baby, now you just too much. Some spicy stuff, man. Yeah, I dig your sweet potato. Feel about your black-eyed peas. About your black-eyed peas. Dig your sweet potato, baby. Feel about your black-eyed peas. Talking about that soul food now, Mom. If you put your hot sauce on me, got me down on my knees. Thank you. All right. Appreciate that.
Yeah, and that is Hot Sauce, and that is off of Chillin at Play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. We get that Mambo version going.
Yeah, there's another version now we're gonna hear, aren't we?
That's the band. The band does this is a showstopper. We get the whole band with all the boogie chillin' doing their thing on the Hot Sauce, the Mambo version.
That's the one.
And that's really when people start grooving.
All right, well, let's hear that right now.
sing.